Okay, in this video, I'm going to explain how to sell 600 hair transplant surgeries per month. So you need to understand that most clinics don't need more inquiries because they're running Google Ads. They need to convert a higher percentage of the inquiries that they already have. The biggest improvements usually come from building a patient acquisition system that consistently captures, qualifies, and follows up with and progresses every lead towards the surgery. So the first thing to understand is you need to build a structured lead management system. Every inquiry should enter a structured pipeline instead of being left inside WhatsApp or email or the spreadsheet. Before trying to generate more demand, build a system that can manage every opportunity from first contact to surgery. Create one central location where every inquiry is stored and managed. Give every inquiry a clearly defined stage inside the patient journey and assign ownership for every inquiry so accountability is always clear, so you know where every single lead sits. And also make sure every lead always has a documented next action so you know exactly where they should go next. And then track every inquiry from advertisement to the surgery so you know where they are in the process. And keep communication history attached to every patient record so you know exactly where that patient is. And you want to standardize the journey every inquiry follows through the business and review the entire pipeline every day to ensure nothing is overlooked. So you have a pipeline from left to right, and the leads, they come in and they go all the way until a surgery, and you need to get them closer and closer to the surgery. So the next is to build a qualification framework. So not every person who fills in a form is going to be ready for the surgery. The goal is to quickly identify the serious buyers while continuing to nurture those who may become patients later. So you need to define exactly what a qualified patient looks like. This should be very easy to do because you already have qualified patients. You need to create qualification stages for different levels of buying intent. So depending on where they are, you need to know what level they're at, and you need to separate research inquiries from surgery ready inquiries. So some people are just inquiring for research and some people are actually ready. Okay, and you need to prioritize high intent patients for immediate action to help them quicker, and then you need to establish consistent qualification standards across your whole team so everyone understands. And you need to protect consultation slots by only progressing suitable candidates. If you book people in for a consultation who are not ready, then what's happening is you're wasting your team's time and money, and you need to record qualification outcomes for every inquiry and also continuously review your qualification quality as the clinic grows. Number 3 is to build a multi-touch follow-up process. Most patients need multiple interactions before making a life-changing decision. A structured follow-up process ensures trust continues building long after the first inquiry. So what I mean here is that you need to make sure before the person actually buys and actually decides to have the surgery with you, there needs to be a lot of trust built. Build multiple follow-up stages instead of relying on one or two messages. Use different communication formats through the patient's journey. You want to continue educating patients between the conversations so they feel you have the skill and you have the expertise. You're not just trying to sell, you're giving them education, and you want to make every follow-up to them purposeful rather than just repetitively following up, and ensure every follow-up has a clear objective. So every follow-up that you send, there's an objective behind it. And you want to re-engage older inquiries that never reached a decision. So for people that never made a decision, if there's 50 or 100 of them per month, that's potential clients there. So you need to have a system for them as well. And you want to build long-term nurture sequences for undecided prospects. So for the people who haven't decided yet, you need to have a system in place. This one is very important, so I'm going to give it a yellow. But you want to build a sequence so that reaches out to them in maybe 1 to 2 weeks, in maybe 1 month, in maybe 3 months, and then so on, because they haven't made a decision. And never close an inquiry until there is clear final outcome. Okay, next. So you want to build a trust building patient journey. Hair transplantation is a high trust purchase. Every stage of the journey should increase confidence before asking for a commitment. You want to showcase patient transformations consistently. You want to build credibility through surgeon expertise and the clinic authority, and you want to provide educational resources through the buying journey of the lead, of the inquiry. And then you want to make patient expectations clear before the consultation. And also you want to demonstrate transparency at every stage, and you want to reinforce social proof continuously, so people understand that you've helped many people. And you want to keep messaging consistent across every communication platform with them, so that you're always at the top of their mind. And you want to build an expert experience that reduces uncertainty before the surgery. So number 5 is to build a consultation booking system. A consultation should never be treated as an isolated appointment. It should be the result of a structured process that prepares the patient properly before they ever speak to the clinic. So define the exact journey before the consultation booking. So you don't just want to have a consultation with everybody. It needs to be for only certain people who are serious about buying. And you want to prepare every patient before their consultation. And also you want to ensure consultations are booked with qualified prospects. And you want to create consistency in the booking process. So when you're trying to book people into a consultation, you want to have consistency there. And you want to reduce cancellations through structured communication and follow-up systems. Okay? So you want to have a good follow-up system. And also you want to standardize consultation preparation across the clinic, so every single consultation is the same. And you want to monitor consultation quality. So you record your consultations and then you review them. And you want to build clear progression between the consultation and the surgery. So from when someone has the consultation, there needs to be step by step, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get them to the surgery. Okay, so build a consultation booking system. Many people do this the wrong way. They just invite someone to a consultation and then they hope that they book. They don't have a follow-up system. They don't have a way to prepare them. They don't have any kind of reminder going out. Maybe they have an email reminder, but you need reminders on the SMS. You need reminders on the email. You need reminders on or phone call even. You need to send inside of the message, you need to send videos. You also need to send voice messages. You need to have it in WhatsApp, so you're sending those things out, and it needs to be done at the right times in the right way. So number 6 is to build a conversion dashboard. You cannot improve conversion rates without knowing exactly where patients are dropping off. Every stage should be measured so the biggest bottlenecks become obvious. We are looking for bottlenecks. Measure inquiries entering the business every day. So how many people are entering your business? You want to track movement between every pipeline stage. So from the inquiry to the first message to the second message, how are people moving between those things? And you want to monitor the consultation booking rates. So from everyone that sees your advertisement, how many people are booking to the consultation? And you want to monitor the consultation to the surgery conversion rate. So how many people are from the consult booking into a surgery. And then you want to look at where are patients stopping the progress, where are they not progressing, and then you want to identify where they're not progressing and then fix that part of the system in your pipeline. And you want to review team performance using objective KPIs and measure follow-up effectiveness. So you want to see the follow-ups that we're sending as the hair transplant clinic, are our follow-ups effective? And then you want to use the data to prioritize operational improvements. So you want to improve the system without ruining it, but you want to do piece by piece. So you're not changing too much. You're doing small gradual improvements. So let's say you have the pipeline for the customer, and you have stage 1, stage 2, all the way to stage 10. And then let's say at stage 5, people are falling off. People are not replying. Then we look at stage 5 and we think, why on stage 5 are people not replying anymore? So number 7 is to build a patient acquisition department. The highest performing clinics don't rely on one coordinator or 2 or 3, remembering to follow up. They build an entire patient acquisition department with documented systems that scale alongside the marketing. So you want to document every process involved in converting the inquiries. You want to standardize communication across your team, and you want to create SOPs. and then for every recurring task that you do every day. And you want to build onboarding systems for future staff members to get started and trained. And you want to review patient acquisition performance every week to see how many people are booking in. And then you want to continuously optimize the system to optimize the system from inquiry to surgery journey. So to make sure more people are from the inquiries are becoming surgery patients. And then you want to scale operations before increasing advertising spend. So that is very important. You want to scale the operation first to make sure the back end, the systems, the team, everything is set up correctly before increasing your advertising, and treat patient acquisition as a core business function rather than an admin task. So the people who are turning your inquiries into patients, this is the number one thing. This is not just an admin task. This is the most important thing for the business. So if you need help building this system, if your clinic is generating inquiries, but you're not converting enough of them into surgeries, the problem is often your patient acquisition system, not your marketing. So if you want help, book a call with me. The link is in the description, or you can go to my website, apexsetting.com, and we can help you out.